Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on two guests from the Lynn Museum. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So, Donecca, I know you've been on before, but Marky, you are brand new, so welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to dive right in with the Lynn Museum, and I will ask, first of all, Marky, you are a very new board member, so what really convinced you to join?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up in Lynn my whole life. I've always been passionate about Lynn, about the people, the community, and how so many different communities come together. And, you know, I was always familiar with the Lynn Museum, but really got more familiar with it. And I just wanted to get involved, you know, and see how I could help kind of promote this new modern museum experience that Donecca is probably going to talk about. But, you know, definitely just wanted to get involved and do my part. Like I said, I've always been passionate about Lynn, so just wanted to get involved.
And it's been awesome to have Marky aboard. I would say myself as a younger Lynner, are we younger Lynners?
Yeah, we're younger.
I think compared to like the overall age of our board. So it's just nice to have somebody that has fresh perspectives. And I would say, you know, appeals to a broader demographic, and I think really sees the vision of where we're going as an organization.
Yeah.
And you also just went through a whole rebranding, changed the name slightly to Lynn Museum Arts Center.
Yes. Correct.
And what brought on that change?
So some people might know, back in 2014, we merged with the Lynn Arts organization. So for a period of time, we were Lynn Museum / Lynn Arts. I know, it's nice to have Lynn twice in your title. And so, you know, last year, 2024, we had just come off the heels of our 125th anniversary campaign, which we kicked off in 2022. And so 2024 was that 10-year anniversary of the merger of these two organizations. And it just felt like a ripe opportunity to really launch into who we are today. You know, we do appreciate our history, you know, starting out as the Lynn Historical Society, then Lynn Museum and Historical Society, then Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts, and now we're here at Lynn Museum and Arts Center, really leaning into the fact that we are a cultural campus with our property at 590 Washington Street, the museum, and then 25 Exchange Street, which is now the studios.
Yes, making sure both are represented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'll just add to that, you know, kind of exactly what Donecca said. It's about kind of bridging our past with our present and where we're going. You know, the arts is such a great way to involve the younger demographics, to your point. You know, they care about the history of Lynn, but maybe not as much as some of the people who've been around Lynn for a long time. So I think it's really about that. And we wanted to also bring in, like, you'll see there's more blues and things like that in our color palette. We wanted to bring in, like, where we are in Lynn, you know? Like, we're known for so many things at Lynn, but we want to be known for more things like our outdoor spaces and our arts and things like that. So we tried to modernize the brand a little bit while still, you know, paying tribute to obviously where we came from, because that's such an important part of who we are.
And I want to make sure that people realize that we have not forgot our origin story. You know, the collection is very much part of our mission still today. It's how we began our organization. It's still something that we're actively working towards maintaining and preserving. So I know change can be difficult for some, but I feel like the direction that we're headed in as an organization is really just, we're all on the same page. We're ready to carve a path forward. And I think we can all understand that expanding our impact to include both history, arts, the community, the overall culture of Lynn is just a fantastic way to forge this new path and this new identity for us.
And you offer such an extensive list of programming and events. You just saw the pictures, the Final Fridays, towards the Lynn Woods, just so many of those places. So what are kind of the plans going into 2025? Are there any new ones? Are there ones you're going to be keeping?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually kicked things off last week. Folks might know that the museum is closed to the public right now. We usually close for a month to refresh some of our permanent galleries and refresh our textiles. But we had a fabulous program on Wednesday. It was a conversation with our collections manager, Christopher Locke, and a curator, George Schwartz, over at the Peabody Essex Museum on the lore of Dungeon Rock. We had a great turnout. Almost 80 people showed up. And then we had the opportunity to partner with the city's Starry Night Nights program, and 15 folks, including myself, ventured up to High Rock in the freezing cold and got to go head up to the observatory, and it was really wonderful. And we have more lectures and conversation programs, I should say, scheduled for the year. But we're headed into February. We have a program next week with Greenbelt next Wednesday on light pollution. We're hosting a Lunar New Year market with Lucky Not Arts on Saturday, February 8th. We have a ton of programming for school vacation week. And then the North Shore NAACP is also using our space for their second annual symposium on the 22nd.
Wow.
I think what you might have just got from that is there's something for there's something for everyone, you know, like there really is. No matter what you're passionate about or what you're interested in, there's going to be some sort of programming for you. Not everyone is going to be interested in Dungeon Rock, although I'm very sad I missed that. You know, and not everyone is going to be interested in the Final Fridays, right? But there's something for everyone, I feel like, because we are such a diverse community, we have to have that diverse programming.
Mm-hmm. And I would say for our signature programs, Final Fridays will return again for, I think, our 6th or 7th season, which doesn't feel possible, but that's coming back. Of course, we have our monthly Mesa series, which is still on Zoom, but we are trying to coordinate on how to bring it back in person. That's something that we're working on with one of our new volunteers. So, you know, our tried and true programs are continuing in 2025, but we're also trying to add more to appeal to a wider audience. And of course, you know, with our members and our donors, they fill out surveys and they tell us what they want. So we're really trying to make sure that we offer that too.
And you definitely do that, I know. I mean, I often go and cover events, and I realize I end up staying for longer because I go, I'm so interested in this. My work's done. I just want to stay and experience this. So you definitely do well in that respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. And I know another very big, exciting piece of news is the Social Innovation Forum's Innovator Accelerator Program.
It is a mouthful. No, it is a lot.
So that was a big deal that you got that in your first go around. So would you be able to explain what that is to our audience?
Yes. So this is a long-standing program. There have actually been other organizations in Lynn that have participated, including Raw Artworks, Leap for Education. So this opportunity is really a capacity building initiative. They work with different organizations, I would say across like the greater Boston area, and they're sort of venturing into the North Shore as well, to really support organizations that are doing really great work that could use the support of key messaging, introducing people to their donor network. So I'm actively in our cohort program. La Vida Scholars, our neighbor over on Monroe Street, they're also in the program with us this year, which is really exciting. So we were accepted on the arts track, appreciating the work that we do for the arts and culture community. So we have a pitch that's happening in May that we're working towards right now. And then we'll also get one-on-one coaching, and we'll get to continue to learn from the SIF network.
Wow.
Yeah, and big kudos and props really go to Donecca for that. There's no one more dedicated to advancing our mission and our vision than Donecca, and she's responsible for applying for these grants and these types of programs and the ones that are the right fit for us, and making sure they see why we are deserving of these types of opportunities. So it's a really, really incredible opportunity that we're excited about.
Thank you.
Yeah. And how long is this grant go for? Is it a year, 2 years?
It's 2 years.
Okay.
So it's a 2-year commitment. So right now I have like monthly meetings with my cohort. We also are working with a consultant ahead of our pitch in May. And then we'll continue monthly convenings. And then next year we sort of phase into the alumni portion. We'll continue to learn together, I would say a little less frequently than monthly meetings. But we're, again, just super excited for this opportunity and that we were able to get it in our first go round, because it's pretty rare. So we must be doing something right.
I would say so. That's wicked impressive. And you're talking about the networking, all the pieces of it. Do you have any specific goals in mind? Something that you really want to make sure you get out of it over the next 2 years?
I think just learning from our peers, truly. For us, we're sort of this small hidden gem on the North Shore, and so it's really growing our network of supporters so that people really understand the impact and the mission that we have, and how we're really meeting multiple needs of the community. Our organization is so layered, which I recognize can be complicated to talk about, but it also means that we're doing so much that people can appreciate and really feel proud and confident to support. So that's what I'm really hoping towards, is just continuing to learn, grow our supporter network, and really just get the message out about Lynn Museum and Arts Center.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But the complexity of it also is a strength of yours too, because you are able to cover such a large demographic, so many interests as well, which you can see with all of your programming that you do.
Yes.
And I will ask, I do have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't touched upon, any other programs, initiatives, anything that you wanted to mention?
Well, I would say shamelessly, check out our website, lynnmuseum.org. I should say that into the camera. Check out our website, lynnmuseum.org. Our calendar is actively being updated with what's coming up in the next few months. And then, of course, head to the studios page. That's where we list all of our building community members at 25 Exchange Street. I know Lynn Music Foundation, sorry, we're talking about the museum, that's just front of mind. Lynn Music Foundation, they have some great performances and showcases and events coming up. Galleries at Lynn Arts, they lease our 2 gallery spaces. I know they have some shows coming up. Of course, Cultural Latina Dance Academy. So we're just really fortunate that we have this campus that is so active, it is so vibrant. So I just encourage, people that haven't been or people that would like to return and learn more, come and find us.
Yeah, absolutely. And just stop by. Like you said, we have this really cool campus. When we're open, it's a great time to just stop by and learn a little bit more about the museum, about Lynn Arts and all of that. So there's lots of programming that you can come to, but also just, check it out. It's a good kind of gateway to how you can get involved in different things around Lynn and at the museum.
Yes, so the museum officially reopens next Wednesday, February 5th at 3 p.m. So come on by, and if you want to stay for the lecture on light pollution, it's an extra bonus, I guess.
I'll be there.
And you answered my final question for me, so thank you.
Yes, there we go.
You can tell you're excited. I'm wicked excited to see what you have coming into this new year, and I just want to thank you both again so much for coming on to share with our audience.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much, Dani.
Of course, great. Anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we will see you next week with more guests.